Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Chris struggling to set up a new MDM platform. On this episode, we're going to try to figure out why, after 2 days, I still can't get this device enrolled through Apple Business Manager. So poking around with this a little bit more, I saw this warning, which this is fun. Oh, I get to copy this to a clipboard. Okay. Is this going to be some output for some type of error log that'll give me some more information? Let me check. No, I just copied the word warning. So, unfortunately, not much information there, but here's the only thing I get. Profile is not found. Create a new profile and try again. I've tried renewing this token. That didn't work. So I think we're just going to delete it and start over. Is my MDM profile token, by the way. So, okay. So I gotta delete the device before I can do that. So let's see if I can do that here. Okay, I think I did it. Now I need to, there we go. Go to overview and delete. Cannot delete Intune. Okay. Need to delete the device, which I thought I did. Only unenrolled devices can be deleted. Okay, well, I think now I did it. So now we will delete this. Cannot delete Intune. Oh my gosh. Device not found. It may have already been deleted. Okay, great. Let's go back to home. I'm just going to try to refresh everything. Enrollment. Apple. Enrollment program tokens. Intune. Delete. Oh, okay. So now it has an enrollment profile, so I can't delete it. Delete here. Oh, delete successful for the profile. But now let's go back to overview, delete. Ah, we have successfully deleted our enrollment token. So maybe we can rebuild this and get it working again. So I'm going to go inside here in Apple Business Manager. We're just going to delete this and start over. We will unassign them. Okay. We're going to go to add here. I'm going to agree. All right, so I'm going to download my public key. I'm going to save this, although it really should not matter. It's funny that that's required. So, okay, and now it wants me to upload the token. This is just, oh, it's just giving me the link to the portal, which I'm already in. Okay. Add new MDM server, Intune. Just put free trial, so I know that this is not a real server. Intune key. Save. Then download. Token. Next. KBY. I'm going to assign this now. name, default. So we're creating a new MDM or a new pre-stage, essentially pre-stage enrollment. We're going to do without user affinity. I still don't know what this means. Hold the device and set up a system in the device. I'm going to say no. We want to do the locked enrollment. I'm going to hide everything just to make this easier on us. Department. I'm just going to call it Rocket Man Department Phone. I need an actual phone number, so we're going to go to our website and pull down the phone number here so we can use that. Real picky. Oh, I can't even change this. It's kind of interesting. Pretty sure last time I could, but create. Set default profile. We're going to set it to default. Okay, and I'm going to see if a device shows up here. Now, last time I had to actually search the serial number for it to show up on this list, but it's not yet, which is normal. It usually takes some time. If I can get this to sync, that would be great. So we've been struggling with a lot along the way. I probably didn't preface this, but in the last video, just trying to set up this Apple Business Manager integration and really just getting that sync to happen initially was taking a ton of time, which I think is what's happening here as well. And I might just give up on this at this point and move on to the next plan because I don't want to sit here for another 15 minutes just waiting for this device to populate because it just does not seem to populate. So far, Intune is getting a very low score on user experience, which is not unexpected. It's just navigating this, doing everything. Nothing's intuitive, really. Everything just seems to be in random places that they saw fit to put them. And the documentation doesn't fully reflect what's happening all the time. There's a lot of weird intricacies. It's just like random stuff like that warning I saw when we, well, let's go back to this enrollment program token. Let's pull this up. So we aren't getting a warning anymore, which is good. So I was getting that before. When that warning came up, it was just like, oh, you can, and still you can status active. Copy to clipboard. Like clearly they're building this platform for Windows devices and not Macs. And you see that when things don't really make sense because they're pulling stuff in that just doesn't match quite the same as they do on the Windows side. I'm sure whatever this status thing was on the Windows side probably came up with a message that made sense to copy to the clipboard. I'm sure we'll see a lot more of that type of stuff, but I digress because I really want to enroll a device. I might give this one more shot just to try to see if this device populates. Oh. Pull the serial number again, put it in there. And no, we're not going to get a result. So I'm going to come back to this because I don't want to sit here for 15 minutes waiting for this to happen. And I've been really meaning to roll this device in a while. So we got 3 different enrollment options. One is automated device enrollment. The other one is device enrollment manager, which seems like it has to use company portal, which I don't have on this device. So it looks like direct enrollment is one way of doing it without having to have company portal on the device, which seems a little bit easier. So we're going to do direct enrollment. So let's look into this. They recommend it in certain places. Support everyone. Okay. They don't install Company Portal from the App Store on supported devices. Prerequisites. Physical access. Access to Microsoft Intune Admin Center and Apple Configurator. That's kind of interesting. I don't think we actually need Apple Configurator, but we'll see. Set MDM authority. What does that mean? Okay. I'm sure it'll make sense at the time, or won't. Okay. Well, let's just see what this is. So I think it's just going to give us a mobile config file, and I don't need Apple Configurator to do that. But I do need to get the profile on this computer, which is not the computer I'm currently sharing my screen from, which maybe I should be doing that, but right now I'm not. Well, I'll just airdrop it over there because that's fine. Devices, enrollment, Apple Configurator. This to me seems very unintuitive, partly just because I think more Apple Configurator for iOS devices. Actually here, this is just a learn more thing, so I think we can do this for macOS too, but we will see. Just give it a name, Apple Configurator. Actually, we'll do macOS. Be more clear what we're doing. I'm going to do without user affinity. We're going to create this. Well, there's nothing that said that this is for macOS devices. So I'm just going to click add devices. Okay. I don't think this is going to work, but I'll give it a shot. So we're going to download this profile. It's profile.mobileconfig. That is same for both iOS and macOS, so it's hard to really tell. But I'm going to try to airdrop this over to this computer. Profile.mobileconfig. Now you're not going to be able to see this, but I just opened this profile. We're going to see if it works. Okay, it's installing the profile, entering my password. We'll be able to see in a second if this works. Profile installation failed. That's kind of what I expected. I'm pretty sure this is an iOS profile, which, I mean, these instructions weren't really clear on whether or not company-owned macOS device. No, this is company-owned macOS devices. So the Intune support is telling me how to enroll a company-owned macOS device, but it gives me this direct enrollment option, which I'm fairly sure is for iOS devices, because none of this makes sense. your device to the Mac you want to enroll. Double click. Oh, this is instructions for Mac OS. Yeah. I'm just looking into this profile to see what else I could be missing, but it doesn't seem like I'm missing anything. I'm trying to see if it's an iOS profile, but it's kind of hard. And that's the annoying part about Apple using the word mobile config for everything and having them kind of similar, is it's kind of hard to tell which one is a macOS profile and which one is an iOS profile, because they are different. And if you try to use an iOS profile on a macOS computer, it will not work. Oh, now, the second time I installed it, this seemed to have worked. So I take it all back. This does work. Let's see if I can see this device here. We'll go Mac OS. Oh, I do. Look at this. We have successfully enrolled a device, people. The most simple part of using an MDM server has, in fact, been done. I'm not too worried about this because it just takes a moment for agents to get installed. But the fact that we see it on the list is probably good. So I'm going to give this a moment to do its thing, and we should see this. I don't know how to troubleshoot this like I can with a Jamf server. I don't know if there's like an Intune binary or anything. And this is a lot of stuff I'll need to figure out. But, okay, in the meantime, I want to go ahead and start to fool around with some of this stuff. So let's create probably the most simplest thing, which would be a configuration profile. So I'm going to create a new policy, and I want to look at what we got here. Templates. Okay, so they got all these different templates. I'm really curious what all these templates are. I'm just going to go ahead and do the settings catalog so I can see kind of the full range of how this works. Test configuration. Let's go to next. Add settings. Okay, so they have a bunch of categories. Let's say I want to do File Vault, the most simple one. Let's see if I can just search File Vault here. File Vault, File Vault. Okay. Defer, what does that mean? Well, we want to enable. Force enable in Setup Assistant. And we're going to not do that now because I know that has some product issues. Actually, whatever. We'll see if it does. Output path. What does this mean? Okay. We don't want to do that because we want it to be stored within Jamf Pro. Show recovery key. I think I'm able to set this stuff there. So I think I want to click it so I can set it to false. Use keychain. Oh, institutional recovery key. Okay. Go to File, about Options. I'm going to prevent file vault from being disabled, and I'm going to make sure we do the recovery key escrow. I'm just going to do both of these because I think I need to do that in order to make sure that the recovery key is escrowed. I'm just going to say contact IT for support, location, Intune as for recovery key. Show recovery key is disabled. Force enable and setup assistant enabled on. I am not certain that okay, full disk encryption, file vault. I'm just not certain that this is actually getting escrowed to Intune. It also says 3 settings. I only see 2. I'm just going to go to next. Scope tags. What is this? Okay. Go to next. Assignments. We'll just add all users. And then create. Now I should see this show up on my computer, which I'm not sharing the screen of my computer again, so just bear with me. Maybe future videos I'll just share this screen. I'll log into the Intune server here. Still not seeing it. So let's go to devices. Perfect, I got this in here, so that looks good. Do sync. See if I'll deploy this profile. That makes sense. Probably have to log out to enable this. Okay. I'm gonna see if there's like profiles here I can look at, but I doubt there is. Properties, management name, don't have a device category, but that's fine. Don't have any compliance policies, so that makes sense. But yeah, this file vault profile is not showing up. The profile section, which is definitely supposed to. Wondering how we get that configuration. I'm not able to see, it seems like, what's in scope either. Maybe device configuration. Okay. Okay, well, it's not even showing any. I feel like this isn't I didn't properly scope this. It does say assigned, but that's a scope tag. Okay. How do I edit this? All this stuff that we did. Save. What I want to do is assignments. Oh, there we go. Add all devices. Oh, I did all users, not all devices. That's why. I'm still not seeing anything here that shows like that it's deploying to anyone. Let's look on the computer itself, see if I see this profile in here. I'm not. Let me see if I can scope it individually too. Yet now that this is very frustrating. There seems to be no reason why this isn't working. But I can't get it to deploy a single configuration profile. All services, devices, okay. Configuration profiles. Okay, well, I've tried a configuration profile. Update policies for macOS. Okay, well, let's see what this is. It's called a profile. Update policy. Next, critical updates. Okay, so this is, what is this? Force the sign to automatically install the latest macOS. I'm gonna do this. Oh, it finally came down. Okay. So we now have File Vault enabled on this computer. I'm just gonna go install immediately for all of these. Right now my computer is on Ventura 13.6.4. What's the latest version of Ventura? I think there might be one past. There we go. Yeah. So there's other ones. I'm on 13.6.4. It's 13.6.6. So this should do something if all devices, all users, create. Okay. So there is an update policy. Now I want to get, now that I have this profile down on the computer, I want to restart it and see if it prompts me to file vault encrypt, because that's what it should do. I'm wondering if I was supposed to use that defer profile, because that seemed like so weirdly worded. Now, it did not prompt me at logout, which is typically where it would do it, but it might be doing it at login. So in Jamf Pro, but you have to define where it forces you to encrypt at login or logout. And right now, I wasn't prompted at all. Let me look on the computer itself and see if File Vault is turned on for some weird reason. Oh, this is new. So I just got a pop-up on my computer that said FDE setup would like to enable File Vault. Now, I'm not 100% sure if this happened. I'm going to take a screenshot of this because I've never seen a window like this. I'm not sure if this happened because I logged in or if that was going to happen anyway. But I'm going to click OK. Interesting. Didn't prompt me for my password, and File Vault does not appear to be enabled. It also gave me the chance to don't allow, but also File Vault does not seem to be enabled. I would like to check to see if there's any information on the device itself now. Show recovery key. No File Vault recovery key. Device compliance. Probably not going to get it there. Hardware. Won't get it there. Device configuration. No, that's just policies. Okay. Oh, state air. Enable air. Oh, man. Well, this isn't starting off so good for this review. Something as simple as enabling File Vault has seemed to be quite difficult. I'm going to keep trying. So, let me see here. Go to Devices. Go to Configuration. We're going to edit this configuration. All right, I'm going to turn this off because I know this had a problem before if it wasn't done through a pre-stage. So that might be my problem. I'm just going to review and save. This should redeploy that profile. But since it's coming up as an error, I don't know if it will. Well, I'm just going to remove it from scope. So we will, what? Edit the filter. How do I just remove included groups? I have to edit the filter. What? It's a filter. How do I just remove this? I don't want to filter it. Oh, there we go. It's hidden. Okay, I'll make this a little bigger, I guess. Can't fault them too much for that. So I'm just going to make sure that this removes from the computer itself. You're not able to see this, but these profiles kind of have weird names and stuff, which it's also 3 different profiles, which is really interesting, even though it's just one profile. I'm wondering if Intune kind of does that so that it like manages its own profiles so that it doesn't have issues with conflicting profiles because it's managing it, which would be kind of cool. But I mean, I don't know if you could really manage that well anyway. But it's just weird that it's not one profile, it's 3 profiles. But man, this takes a while to deploy these. I'm used to this being pretty instantaneous. So we're just gonna open this in a new tab. Go to devices. See if I sync this, if it's going to. Help. But man, it is still not removing. Yeah, this is kind of painful when you're screen sharing, because when things work this slowly, it's really hard. But it's also very annoying when you're just working in a normal environment and things are working this slowly. Or at least when you're setting stuff up for a first time and trying to test stuff. You know, in a production environment, if enabling file vault takes 15 minutes, that's not a big deal. But like, yeah, when you're first trying to learn the platform, trying to figure things out, trying to figure out if you did something right, realizing you did it potentially wrong and trying to change something, like doing some type of root cause analysis, right? This is painful. Because I want to test like 10 different things, and it's basically impossible because I'll be spending all day testing those 10 different things. I still haven't figured out how to make the device enrollment program work. This device is not showing up in the device enrollment program yet. Well, while we're waiting for these profiles to be removed, I want to test that out. So I want to go back and look at enrollment program tokens. This one's still active, which is good. We got devices. Oh yeah, I was trying to make sure that this device shows up here, which it's still not showing up, which is crazy to me. So I'm going to go to sync. Just going to double check to make sure that this is assigned. To Intune, which I'm fairly certain it is, but we're just not seeing it. But also the requested sync and the successful sync is different times. Yeah, it's already assigned to the Intune free profile. Okay. Finally, we get it. I think I have to click this. Oh no, that's only to delete it. Assign profile, that's what I want to do. Default, assign. Okay. see if it reset required. Assigned profile. Okay, cool. So we got that. Now I'm just gonna do, still don't have the file vault profiles removed from this computer. I'm gonna do sudo profiles renew -type enrollment just to see if it will pop anything up. Oh, and we are in business. It did pop something up, so that means we can wipe and re-enroll the device through the device enrollment program. Okay, well, this has been slow, but we've been steadily making progress through here, hitting several road bumps along the way, doing things to Intune's documentation. Somehow this stuff just, it's like, I built this the first time, it didn't work, and now I rebuilt it and it worked, but man, it took a while for all that to sync. And like I said, I am still waiting for these profiles to be removed so I can deploy the new ones. So we have today, we successfully enrolled the device using the mobile profile. We have failed to deploy a file vault profile, but after failing many times, we have succeeded in assigning this device to what I would call a pre-stage. And in here, they call it a profile. Not the most intuitive platform, not really functioning the best when it comes to just like basic types of back-end stuff it needs to do, especially with like syncing and doing stuff in a timely fashion. But we're going to keep plugging away at this, and eventually we are going to figure out how this platform works and be able to properly review it with Jamf Pro's platform. So thank you so much for watching. That's going to be it for the episode today. Hopefully we get more progress in the next episode.